are in the home stretch in the Gainbridge Super League regular season. After today, just 2 weeks remaining until the postseason. Playoff positioning, playoff chances on the line for Sporting JAX and Brooklyn FC here at Hodges Stadium today in a game presented by Gainbridge. Let's take a look at the Gainbridge Super League standings. After Lexington's draw, they've actually moved past Sporting JAX atop the table thanks to goal differential. Both teams on 47 points right now. Brooklyn still eligible for the postseason mathematically, but no margin for error as we look ahead to today's game. Along with the former Florida Gators head coach Becky Burley, I'm Cole Pepper. And Becky, this is a matchup of two very contrasting styles. Absolutely. It's a clash of styles. And Coach Tomas thinks that they are the best pressing team in the league in Brooklyn FC. Sporting JAX is going to have to deal with that. This is a matchup of a couple of teams that certainly have seen one another this year, but it has been very different in terms of the way that both games have played out. For more on the series, let's check in down on the sidelines with Emerson Burris.
Well, it's the third meeting between these two teams just this season, and the big picture is that Sporting JAX has been the more controlled, consistent team. They've had more possession, more chances, and in the second meeting, they saw those chances and capitalized on them to get the 2-0 victory. Brooklyn, on the other hand, has been much more physical, even undisciplined at times, but if they capitalize on opportunities, they can be extremely dangerous. I spoke with Sporting JAX head coach Stacey Balaam this week, and she said today the message is simple: control what we can control. And if Sporting JAX holds true to that, things should swing their way.
Thank you very much. Let's take a look at our players to watch. And in this game, the four players who all have 7 assists on the season are playing. 3 of them playing for Sporting JAX: Ashlyn Puerta, Meg Hughes, and Paige Kent. Becky? That's a pretty amazing stat right there to have 3 players on one team that are leading in the assist race. As for Brooklyn, they also have a player with 7 assists on the season, but she is not in the starting lineup today. Sam Kroger will see how it all plays out. 7 assists, though. If any of these 4 players gain an assist today, they will set a new Gainbridge Super League record. That's pretty incredible, and, I will not be surprised at all if we see Sam Kroger at some point this game. You would think so. All right, it's on the line. Brooklyn needing a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Sporting JAX needing a result to go back to the top of the table by themselves. Starting lineups and kickoff straight ahead from Jacksonville. For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is bigger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. Find great deals on our huge selection, like this month when you lease a 2025 Accord for just $199 a month, or lease a 2026 CR-V Hybrid for $289 a month. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues, proud sponsor of Sporting JAX.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
Today's game is brought to you by Ascension St. Vincent's. Adidas, Honda of the Avenues, Price.com, and Sunbelt Rentals. Let's take a look at the starting 11s for this game, brought to you by Echo East Coast Transportation, bringing the players to you. And a bit of a switch for Sporting JAX. Casey Smeckford, who has spent some time playing on the right side as a wingback, is going to play on the back line today. And Abby Boyan, the former Georgia Bulldog, gets her first start for Sporting JAX.
Yeah, I think this right side, they're looking for a little bit more production out of this side, and I hope that this is a change that's going to really make an impact. As
for Brooklyn FC, we mentioned before that Sam Kroger not in the starting 11 this time around, but a couple of dangerous players up top. Rebecca Cook with 8 goals, Kat Zimmerman with 6 so far this season.
Yeah, this lineup doesn't really surprise me totally. I think they're going to press hard, and this lineup really helps them do that.
These two teams meeting 2 previous times, a draw in Brooklyn that saw Sporting JAX score a stoppage time equalizer, and then, as Emerson mentioned, the 2-0 victory for Sporting JAX here in Jacksonville just a couple of weeks ago. So, a lot of familiarity between these two sides, particularly considering the recency of the last meeting.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long, and I think if you listen to Coach Tomas, he feels like one of the games he felt like they played great, just didn't finish, and so I can expect that they would have a similar attack to this game in the way that they did the first one.
Absolutely beautiful weather conditions. Basically room temperature here in Jacksonville today with mostly blue skies. Sporting JAX sporting their 3rd kit, the alternate kit that has served them well so far this year with the sort of sunbeam feel to it. And then you've got Brooklyn in the dark kits, although certainly not hot enough for the heat to be a factor here today. Bit of a breeze that is blowing from left to right as we view play, so it'll be at the back of Sporting JAX to begin the game. And Kate Parks, the goalkeeper, approaches and boots one deep, as has been the tactic for Sporting JAX, but this one doesn't reach the side. Instead goes out for a goal kick for Brooklyn FC. Once again, Sporting JAX jockeying for position, trying to get that top seed. They cannot clinch a home playoff game today, but they could jump back to the top of the table. They had spent the last 8 weeks solo number 1 in the Gainbridge Super League, but last week a win by Lexington here on this field, and then a draw yesterday allowed Lexington to go to the top joint number 1 with Sporting JAX. Here's Meg Hughes. And now Cook faced up against Grace Philpotts, and it's cleared out by Georgia Brown. It'll be a throw-in for Brooklyn here in the opening minute. Childers. And it will be a goal kick. Let's take a look at the keys to this match, Becky Burley. For Sporting JAX, they want to continue scoring early. This team has scored more first-half goals than any other in the Gainbridge Super League.
Yeah, that sets the tone. And, right now they're going to have to switch the momentum a little bit because Brooklyn's been on the front foot here and allow them to have some opportunities to play in the attacking third of Brooklyn.
For Brooklyn, they need to stay at arm's length. In contrast to Sporting JAX, early starts, only 5 goals scored before halftime for Brooklyn this year. That is the lowest in the Gainbridge Super League. They have been a team that has come on in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not been from lack of chances for them in the first half. I think they haven't been quite as clinical as they'd like. I'm sure that's a trend that they'd like to see change today.
Jennifer Cudjoe, Ghana international, back for it, defending for Brooklyn. And we should point out Brianna Norris in goal for Brooklyn, getting her 8th start of the season. This one through Rebecca Cook on a long run. Cook with Casey Smeckford back to defend. Deflected off Smeckford and is covered by Caitlin Parks.
That's actually a good save by Parks because the deflection took a little bit of a turn, and for her to smother that and not allow a second opportunity is huge.
Brooklyn repossessing in the midfield. Now Sporting JAX takes it away. Georgia Brown Play it back to Parks. Parks long ball into the hands of Tomas Tangarina in the Brooklyn bench area. And then out for a throw. Abby Boyan will take the throw, getting her first start in a Sporting JAX kit, a mid-season signee. Boyan certainly brings a little bit of experience, played with the Utah Royals in the NWSL, and familiar to fans in the SEC as a former Georgia Bulldog.
And I think Coach Stacey Balaam loves Boyan's combativeness, her tenaciousness. She brings a bite on that outside, plus the ability to play make.
Here's Meg Hughes playing it back. Sporting JAX will reset things. Sporting JAX off 2 consecutive losses. First time all season this team has lost consecutive matches. Now here's a chance for Sporting JAX to Smith, but this one rolls into the arms of Norris. Paige Kenton trying to make a front post run, but couldn't quite get there in time. Norris will boot it long. Georgia Brown defending. Smekrud comes over. With Smekrud on that back line, a little more height for Sporting JAX to join the 6'2" Georgia Brown.
Yeah, and you'd think that there's a possibility that Brooklyn's going to go long more than often. And so to have some height back there and to be able to have a little protection for Georgia in the air too, I mean, that's a good thing.
Smekrud at 5'11". Huerta trying to pick the pocket of Cudjoe. And now the giveaway. Boyan's got it for Sporting JAX. Give it away. Hope Breslin comes away with it. Now to Graziano. Long ball ahead that took a deflection. Smekrud plays it back to the feet of Parks. Last time out, Sporting JAX the loss to Lexington 2-0. The week before, a 2-1 loss on the road at Spokane. Those were the first 2 times where Sporting JAX had conceded more than a single goal in the second half of the season.
Yeah, that's certainly a trend that Coach Stacey Balaam would like to see change in today's game.
This one slid through. Kenton in the box. Couldn't get the shot away. Well defended by Brooklyn. It'll be a throw for Sporting JAX in the attacking third. Boyan will take the throw. Bowman played it out wide. Let's check in with Emerson Burris down on the sidelines.
Buckley just touched on it. First time JAX has had back-to-back losses this season, and I asked forward Paige Kenton about that this week, and she told me the focus has been all about intensity in training and learning from those firsts that they faced this year. The message tonight is simple: reset, refocus, and be ready to bounce back. We'll see how that translates as this game gets underway.
This is a Sporting JAX team, Becky, that has been very resilient this year. They've shown that as the season goes on, it'd be shocking to think a team wouldn't have back-to-back losses at some point. But when they've had a poor performance, more often than not, they've bounced back well. Last time out against Lexington, with everything that was in that match, with all the build-up, maybe nerves got the best of Sporting JAX in that one.
Yeah, I think we have to remind ourselves that this is a pretty young team when it comes to experience. And that Lexington game felt like a playoff game. And for them to have all that on their shoulders, hopefully they've learned a lot from that they can take forward into this one.
Rebecca Cook took a spill right over the standard that separates the track from the field there. See her hobbling just a bit. Republic of Ireland international, leading goal scorer for Brooklyn this season with 8. And this one out for a throw. It'll be a throw in right near the corner flag for Sporting JAX, and we'll see if Brooklyn comes with that high press here. Looking like they will.
Lots of black shirts in that corner. It's going to be tough to get out. They might just have to bypass here.
Bowman with the header. Another throw coming for Sporting JAX. Another gaining ground, if nothing else. Right to Bowman. She'll change the point. Here's Meg Hughes with a lot of green in front of her. Rylan Childers came over to cut down the space. And then a misfire on the pass. And that's something we've seen the last 2 or 3 games for Sporting JAX. Unforced errors trying to pass the ball in transition.
Yeah, I think that Stacey Balaam addressed that this week a little bit. She said they've had a really, really good week of preparation, and I think part of that is nerves. Part of that is just, feeling each other out at the beginning of a game like this. But hopefully that's not a trend that continues for the Sporting JAX team tonight.
Another throw coming. Emma Loving, former pro in Germany, Sweden, and France with a throw in. And you talked about the composition of these two rosters. Very different approaches in terms of the roster builds for these two clubs. Sporting JAX in their first year went very young. All kinds of rookies on this squad who have played key roles and have helped lead the team to the top of the table. For Brooklyn, a more veteran international look. Even the American players, many of them have played overseas.
Yeah, this is a team with a ton of experience. If you look at their roster, and at good levels too, whether it's Champions League, whether it's teams in the NWSL, there are some players on this team with a ton of experience.
Smekrud trying to find a little space. Kat Zimmerman putting the pressure on Kate Parks. He was able to get away with it. There's Meg Hughes. Grace Philpotts, little 1-2 with those two. They're always seemingly on the same page. Long ball ahead, too much steam on it. Goes to the feet of the Brooklyn keeper, Brianna Norris.
Brianna Norris might be one of the few players on this team without a ton of experience. She's one of the younger players. Hasn't had all that many starts this season, so it'll be interesting to see what she looks like under this kind of pressure.
Coming into the game, she faced 26 shots in 7 starts and conceded 6 goals. Clean start for her so far.
I feel like Sporting JAX giving Brooklyn a little bit of taste of their own medicine with the counter press, and effectively so.
Here's Paige Kenton trying to line it up with Ashlyn Puerta. Couldn't connect there. Once again, just a matter of inches away on the pass. Sporting JAX trying to develop something in the final third, unable to do so in that situation. Kenton, shoved from behind by Loving. Loving goes down, and a whistle and a foul on Jacksonville. Well, we haven't really seen the physical approach very much here so far from Brooklyn. They have been aggressive in terms of the high press, but in the game up in Brooklyn, well, you saw a real study in contrasts.
Yeah, I would say right now this is a pretty even game in terms of the press. The one thing you can notice with Brooklyn, as soon as they went in transition, their forwards are taking off and looking to get that ball into space in behind. It's certainly something that the back three of Sporting JAX is going to have to be aware of all night.
Boyan the throw to Bowman. Tried to make a move and out for a Jacksonville throw.
Brooklyn defender giving the international signal for diving.
Boyan keeps it in. She and Puerta right next to one another. Now Bowman swings one in, bounces all the way through. Hughes tracks it down for Sporting JAX. Now to Philpotts. Zimmerman after her. Well defended by Brooklyn in that situation, forcing Sporting JAX to reset all the way back in their half. Here's Boyan. Calling for a handball. No whistle came, and now it does come. Delayed whistle by Caitlin Trowbridge, the referee. Wanted to wait for the advantage. So Bowman will take this long free kick for Sporting JAX. Goes short with it to Puerta. And once again, Puerta and Bowman not on the same page. Puerta anticipating that Bowman would release. When Sporting JAX has had everybody on the same page, it's been something to watch. This is a team that possesses the ball as well as anybody in the league, leading the league in passes. Brooklyn, on the other hand, last in the league in passes as a team. Just a stat that underlines the difference in styles that we talked about.
You know, and if there was a stat for disruptions, Brooklyn might be first in the league.
Boyan went high for that one. And now you're going to stop for Leah Scarpelli on the deck. Here's Stacey Balaam pleading her case that Sporting JAX won the ball and Scarpelli came underneath Boyan's header. Take another look here.
Yeah, that's just a tough collision. Boyan goes up high for that. Scarpelli does come underneath her a little bit. And I think that's a demonstration right there of what Stacey was looking for out of Boyan, that competitiveness, that combativeness, going up for that ball knowing she probably was going to get hit.
Sophie Jones chatting with the referee as well. You see, look at Boyan. She looks none the worse for wear. So we'll restart here. As you look at Thomas Tengarinya, his side looking to stay in the playoff race. Brooklyn would be eliminated from playoff contention if they lose this game.
A lot on the line for them for sure.
They also could be eliminated with a draw because of DC's draw against Dallas yesterday, or rather Friday night. So a lot on the line for both sides in this game. Boyan trying to buy the throw in, didn't get it. This has still been a game kind of played at arm's length so far.
Yeah, no doubt. It doesn't seem like either side has really gotten a hold of this game yet. I think it's a little bit of a chess match between press and counter press for both teams. And where they win the ball back is probably going to determine in large part the transition that occurs.
Huerta came away with it after a couple of headers. And it will be a throw for Sporting JAX. This is the last home game of the regular season for Sporting JAX. They have clinched a playoff spot, but have not yet clinched a home playoff game. They can do so with a win here and then a result during the week either at DC or elsewhere. And DeSmit knocked down. And an opportunity for Sporting JAX here. Take a look. DeSmit, Scarpelli, and Cudjoe all tied up there.
It was a great turn by DeSmit. A little bit of contact there. I'm sure Brooklyn won't be happy with that call, but at the same time, DeSmit made it happen with her drive.
And it looks like DeSmit will take the penalty here. Last week against Lexington, Ashlyn Huerta converted on a PK. And here is Bailey DeSmit with an opportunity to become the third player for Sporting JAX in double digits in goals. She has 9 goals on the year. Opposing Brianna Norris, Bailey DeSmit for Sporting JAX. 10 for her. Sporting JAX up 1-0.
That's a tough way to get a head start in goal for your Bree Norris. You know, that was a really well-taken penalty. She guessed the right way, just couldn't quite stretch out to reach it. Terrific penalty by DeSmit.
So Sporting JAX adds another to the tally of first-half goals.
You know, a lot of teams would love to have one double-digit score. Sporting JAX with 3 with that finish right there.
Ashlyn Huerta with 12. Paige Kenton with 10, and now DeSmit with 10 goals on the season for Sporting JAX. They were the first team in league history to get to 50 goals on the season. This is number 51, and for DeSmit, her 10th in her rookie campaign.
Not a bad rookie campaign right there.
Not at all. All 3 of those double-digit scores, by the way, rookies for Sporting JAX. including Puerta. Played just 1 year in college before turning pro. Brooklyn trying to draw one back here. Headed but not away. And cleared over the top of the bar.
You know, that's what's so interesting, Cole. You mentioned about the roster build, and this Sporting JAX team is so young, and yet you just mentioned 3 rookies playing with 10 goals, or at least 10 goals, double-digit goals each.
I think by any measure, this has been a season for Sporting JAX in their inaugural year that has delivered way beyond expectations. More work to do, and the postseason still to come, but Stacey Balaam dared to dream for a playoff spot to start. Now here's Cook in the box with Smeckrud on her. Rebecca Cook, no whistle there. They'll let it play on. Sporting JAX having a hard time digging it out of there, and Boyan spoils it. It'll be a throw for Brooklyn. Take another look at Rebecca Cook in the box. Smeckrud released her perhaps just in time. Scarpelli the throw for Brooklyn. But just finishing the thought on Sporting JAX in the inaugural year, the stated goal was to make the playoffs. The fact that they've been atop the table, no whistle there as DeSmit goes down again.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting thing because when you lose 2 in a row, there's the tendency to think, oh, what's wrong, what's wrong? And now you look at it and you think, hey, would you take the deal where you'd be 1 ahead in the week of the season coming up? And, of course, they would. So, to your point, dream big.
There's Puerta in midfield. Out wide for Grace Philpotts coming forward from her left back position. Philpotts will play it back to Meg Hughes. Back to Puerta. Cudjoe marking her. At Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals. Had a look there at Catherine Zimmerman. Played professionally in Australia. And to your point, Becky, you look Australia, Republic of Ireland International, Wellington Phoenix, down under, Ghana International, Portugal, Australia, Denmark, Germany, Sweden, France, all kinds of international experience, either domestically or playing for the national teams on this Brooklyn roster.
Yeah, you've got to think that at some point that experience has got to be a big plus for this Brooklyn team, particularly when they're down a goal away. I'm sure all of them have been in that position at some point in their career. Certainly they are not going to let off the gas here to get that equalizer back.
Here's Cudjoe in midfield. Now to Hope Breslin, former Angel City draft pick.
Actually, I think Hope Breslin was Angel City's first ever draft pick.
Throw here, and DeSmit couldn't possess it. Shaking off the arm as if the arm betrayed her there. Header lunging by Sophie Jones. Here's Kenton, now to Bowman. Puerta. Meg Hughes with space on the far side. Here's Meg Hughes. Dispossessed by Emma Loving, kept in by Grace Philpotts. Puerta. Now Philpotts again making a run into the box. This one is free and loose, and Jordan Thompson clears it out for Brooklyn.
Starting to see a little bit of combination play pay off for Sporting JAX. That's a good sign for them. That's one of the things that was off a little bit in the last 2 matches. Hopefully they're regaining their touch.
Meg Hughes Sends it back to Georgia Brown.
You know, you can't underestimate Kate Park's ability with her feet as a goalkeeper in this system, as well as under these conditions today. A team tries to press, and it's like having an extra player.
Now Kenton pressing Norris. This one bounces free. Sophie Jones comes away with it. Looked like DeSmit thought she was offside, and now the offside flag up. DeSmit looked like she was walking to the lunch line there, just kind of meandering back that way when the ball got to her, and the flag finally came up.
Yeah, she kind of gave herself away on that. Needs to take an acting class to take away that opportunity for the lines person to raise their flag.
th minute goal by Bailey DeSmit has Sporting JAX on top. She earned the PK and then delivered on it. Long ball played ahead for Brooklyn. Smeckrud steps in front of one intended for Cook. Al Bowman. Smeckrud plays it back to Kate Parks. There's Parks again, showing her ability to play with her feet. This one kept in by Boyan. And then a foul called on Brooklyn. Well done by Abby Boyan there.
Abby Boyan is not afraid to take people on. She's not afraid to get physical. You can see why she's been inserted into this starting lineup. And to be fair, I think Smeckrud's done a very good job of being composed out of the back underneath the press.
Yeah, that would be one thing that would have been a question coming in, because Smeckrud had not played much on the back line for Sporting JAX this year, mostly as a wingback. How would she handle the change of position? But it's looked good so far. Throw coming for Sporting JAX here as we near the first 25 minutes in the books in Jacksonville. Back to Grace Philpotts, who will send it back to Parks. It's really essential to have a keeper who can play with her feet at this point in the modern game. Gives you so many more options. Unless somebody is just a top-flight shot stopper, it's hard to overcome the impact of having that extra set of feet at the back.
Yeah, I think you're right. The modern goalkeeper, it's a necessity at this point. And to be fair, you know, Sporting JAX is pressing individually, but I haven't seen the entire team press like I expected. That's going to be something I will bet that they will adjust in the second half, particularly if they're still chasing this game.
Becca Cook goes down, no whistle. Sporting JAX has possession. Here's Sophie Jones, the captain, playing it back to Smeckrud, with Cook charging at her. Cook plays such a aggressive and physical style, and it looks like she plays that way. You can see her all arms and legs coming at you. It can really be disconcerting.
But even on that press, you see, you know, one and then a second, but it's not a concerted effort for like the front six to be pressing together. And I think that's a little bit of Brooklyn's downfall right now, as Sporting JAX has been able to get out quite easily.
Here's Cook playing it out wide. Georgia Brown is there. It'll be a throw for Sporting JAX. Let's check in once again with Emerson.
On how tough Abby Boyan has been in the first 27 minutes. I sat down with her earlier this week, and one thing I asked her about is, how has it been coming into a team midway through the season that stayed on top for so long? And she said, it's been nothing but great. She said this team is so close on and off the field. And I also asked Stacey Balaam about adding Abby to this roster. Balaam described her as tenacious, combative, technical, and since coming into the squad, she's continued to earn more minutes on the pitch.
And she has earned her first start today. Thank you, Emerson. And so far, she has put her stamp on it. When she's come in, she has undoubtedly shown that this is a league where she can contribute. And the style of game fits right in with what Stacey Balaam wants out of her midfielders.
Yeah, I love her aggressiveness. I think she's pretty versatile in terms of where she can play on the field, too. But if she finds a spot on this right wing back, it's been kind of a rotating position all year long for Sporting JAX. So maybe she's the puzzle piece that's been missing.
Cudjoe in midfield. Brooklyn able to gain possession once again. Getting down to it in the Gainbridge Super League season. The playoffs are coming. Sporting JAX hoping to earn a home playoff game. You can secure priority access to tickets as Sporting JAX tries to host the first playoff game in club history. Use the QR code on your screen or go to sportingjax.com to reserve your spot for the playoffs. Here is Puerta. Step over move to gain some space from distance. This one blocked out in front by the Brooklyn defense.
That was a great move by Puerta to take both those defenders, but then great defensive blocking by Brooklyn to just step in front of that shot, because she looked like she was going to be able to get one off right there.
And this one spoiled down the line. Chased back by Smeckrud. You can hear Stacey Balaam barking orders from the Sporting JAX dugout area. Both of these coaches up right on the edge of their technical boxes as their teams play here with Sporting JAX up a goal. Boyan wins another header. Kenton wins a throw-in. Boyan has not been shy about going after balls in the air.
Not at all. I think her aggressiveness in that space has really created some opportunities that looked like lost situations for Sporting JAX and turned into a transition.
And Boyan is not a tall player, listed at 5'4", but she is fearless in the air. Boyan will come to this second ball. Nice touch there to get it to Sophia Bowman. Bowman being pushed backwards. Now Grace Philpotts will play it out wide for Meg Hughes. Sporting JAX changing the point here. Here's Puerta, gaining a lot of attention from the Brooklyn defense. And a whistle and a free kick coming for Sporting JAX. Every time Puerta's on the ball, you can see the black shirts starting to convene.
Yeah, she's definitely drawing a crowd. And at some point, what's going to happen there is it's going to leave somebody open. And Puerta is so good at finding a way to slip the ball to her teammates. We've seen that in the second half of the season in particular.
Played back here to Georgia Brown, and now Sporting JAX will look for an opening. They'll be very patient here, past the half-hour mark. Up a goal already. Jacksonville looking to potentially earn 7 points in 3 matches against Brooklyn. The draw in the first half of the season and the recent 2-0 win here in Jacksonville. Tested down by DeSmith. Now Bowman will play it out wide for Meg Hughes. Philpotts making the overlapping run, but Hughes turns the other way.
Seems like the challenge that Brooklyn's having a little bit is they have a pretty narrow midfield, and that's allowing a lot of space out wide and a little bit of an overload. You can see it right here. Turned into a 2v2, looked like a 2v1 initially.
Philpotts lifts one. Puerta tried to run onto it. Taken away by Brooklyn. Loving plays it ahead. Zimmerman on the run, battling with Georgia Brown. Now Cook, 1v1 against Smeckrud. Tries to lift one. Cook staying with it, and now cleared by Boyan. Becca Cook is a handful, 1v1. Sporting JAX able to use a couple of bodies to defend her.
Yeah, she certainly is a physical player. It's a great physical matchup when you look at Georgia and Smeckrud against her, because it's probably one of the first times that she's matched up with somebody that's about the same size as her.
Here's Bowman. To Boyan. Boyan looking to take a player on. Gets it to her left foot. Headed away by Cudjoe. Boyan keeps it in. Brooklyn able to dig it out. And they'll try to go long for Cook. The only one back there right now for Brooklyn. Zimmerman coming in support. Here's Cook trying to go 1v1 and never got her foot around to it. It will be a goal kick coming for Sporting JAX. Rebecca Cook is doing the work, and you could see a little bit of frustration on her body language.
Yeah, I think she rushed that one. I think she could have been a little more patient. Definitely Sporting JAX was in an unset defensive position. They had Smeckrud way up high. She was trying to recover. I think if she had been a little more patient there, maybe she could have gotten some more players involved from the Brooklyn squad.
Philpott sends one forward for Paige Kenton. Trying to control it. Shoved from behind. Free kick coming for Sporting JAX. Select, the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. That'll be a throw for Sporting JAX from right near the corner flag. Meg Hughes going to go over and take it here. Into the box for DeSmit. Plays it off for Bowman. Or rather for Puerta. Puerta got to the outside netting. Just did find a little sliver of space and nearly made it 2-0.
A great combination play again. They're really starting to click here. You look at the layoff there. She finds it. Nice little move there. Just narrow enough. I mean, man, if it takes one more touch, maybe she gets a little bit better angle, but what an opportunity.
Brooklyn. Graziano. This one saved by Kate Parks. Left her feet to snag that one. It was sent her way by Emma Loving.
Yeah, that looked like that buildup was going to be really, really dangerous. Kind of caught Sporting JAX for the first time a little bit numbers down, and to cut that cross out, that's a great play by Kate Parks for sure.
Parks has 10 clean sheets on the year. She admitted she kind of got caught up with those numbers and thinking about the stats. Now getting back to just playing her game regardless of the numbers. Another rookie on this Sporting JAX roster, leading the league in clean sheets.
Yeah, that's where the youth of Sporting JAX may come in a little bit. None of them have been in this position before. Or not, I shouldn't say none of them, but many of them have not been in this position before, and learning those lessons along the way is going to be really important.
Header won by Thompson. Second ball collected by Sporting JAX and Bowman. Smeckrud, one of the rarities for Sporting JAX with previous professional experience, played in Finland. Now here's Boyan. Puerta against Cudjoe, and a corner kick coming for Sporting JAX. That's a good matchup. Puerta attacking, Cudjoe defending.
Yeah, that's an interesting matchup to me, too. We're used to Cudjoe being known for her counter press, and now she's having to defend a lot more than probably she expected to coming into this match.
It's time for a Sunbelt corner kick. Sunbelt Rentals in your corner for all of your equipment rental needs. Versatile Sophia Bowman will take it with her left foot here. Going short to Puerta. Puerta against Loving. Puerta into the box. Cudjoe got a foot to it. Bowman comes and collects for Sporting JAX. Now Boyan. Cudjoe got a foot to that one too, and it spins helplessly toward Bree Norris. More good defending from Cudjoe.
Yeah, I like the idea of going 2v1 inside the box. You know, I wouldn't want to have to match up with Puerto 1v1. That's one of her specialties. And she starts driving, feel like you only can foul her or just do your best to keep her in front of you. And that's a tall task for sure.
Mike Hughes will play it back to Georgia Brown. For those of you who have been watching Sporting JAX all season, you'll know that Brown and Puerta were the first two players introduced with this first-year team. Center back and attacking mid have both made a major positive influence on this side. Here's the offside flag up as Kenton tried to make a run. Just was a half a stride off.
That's a developing connection right there, though, Boyan and Kenton. I could see that really paying off.
We've talked so much about those relationships that are developed on the pitch. And with a player like Smekrud, who came in midseason, Boyan now getting more playing time, you can start to see those develop. Of course, for Sporting JAX, what they're hoping is that they'll be at full capacity as far as those connections by the time the postseason begins. Here's Bowman with it, looking ahead. And once again, DeSmit offside and knew it.
The sheepish run.
Yeah, can't doubt her awareness. Brooklyn stepping forward to create that offside. Loving plays it out wide.
This is going to be a dangerous set piece opportunity.
Philpott's got there a little bump. From about 36 yards out and on the angle. Let's see what Brooklyn can cook up here. Almost Tangerina sending in the commands. Jessica Graziano and Leah Scarpelli both over there in the area.
They've had some production on set pieces, particularly from their defenders, so this is certainly something to be aware of, these players coming forward.
Sent high and into the box. Gets all the way through. Kenton boots it out. It'll be a corner for Brooklyn. So not directly, but indirectly, another opportunity here from that free kick from distance.
Yeah, this is where Sporting JAX needs to use their height advantage to try and get that ball clearly cleaned. It's just a tough situation when you've got players running in the box and all they've got to do is get a touch on it. That's what just happened.
Graziano will take this one for Brooklyn. Sends it to the top of the 6, and Kate Parks there to elevate and grab it. Well played by the Sporting JAX keeper.
Got to admire Kate Parks' footwork. She does a really good job of going up in traffic to just take that one, make it look easy, which it isn't.
Brooklyn continuing to press here. Zimmerman doing most of the running up top at this moment. Sophie Jones to Grace Philpotts. And Brooklyn comes away with it. Here's Cook. Playing to Breslin. But Bowman got there first. Sends it over to Abby Boyan.
Bowman's ability to cover so much ground is really underrated.
Now Cook waiting for some help. Little back heel for Scarpelli. Scarpelli swings it to the top of the 18. And now Cook right out in front. Save made by Kate Parks. What a save by the Jacksonville keeper.
That's a big-time save. That's a one-on-one right inside the 6. Parks just comes up big here. Great first touch. And her ability to just make herself big and smother that, not allow a second opportunity, is even more impressive.
Trapped it underneath her, then was able to get to it. And that's against an 8-goal scorer this year. And a player with international experience. So the hits keep coming for the Sporting JAX keeper. Here's Scarpelli. go 1v1 against Boyan. Boyan stayed right in front of her the whole time and dispossesses her. Trying to get it ahead to Kenton. Second ball won by Bowman. Cudjoe couldn't connect and couldn't control. And it will be a Sporting JAX throw as we approach the final 2 minutes of regulation time here in the first half. It has largely been a balanced game. The penalty, the difference right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brooklyn's made a strong press this last few minutes to really put some pressure on Sporting JAX.
Scarpelli and Kenton go down, and the whistle will give Sporting JAX the free kick.
I have a feeling as this game progresses, we're going to see more physicality.
Philpotts, middle of the park for the captain, Sophie Jones. Philpotts trying to pick out DeSmit. Well defended by Brooklyn. Cleared out by Jordan Thompson. Kept in, though, by Philpotts. Now Meg Hughes tries to send one back that way. Cudjoe in the midfield. Sporting JAX came into this one level on points with Lexington after Lexington's draw this weekend. So any positive result puts Sporting JAX back atop the table alone. Win or draw, right now they're hunting 3 points. See some of the numbers so far. Surprised that Brooklyn has had more possession?
A little bit surprised for sure, just because the identity of Sporting JAX is to have the ball. But at the same time, it doesn't really feel like a game where either team has established themselves fully in that possession front.
Sporting JAX throw here as we come to the end of regulation time in the first half.
Who's on three? Who's on three? It's all over there. Good job. It's all over there. We need to shift to three.
1 minute of stoppage time being indicated by the fourth official. Free kick coming for Sporting JAX after Cudjoe. Sucker leg in there against Puerta. Cudjoe doesn't like the decision. With just seconds remaining here in first half stoppage time, Sporting JAX will be deliberate in their movements. Bowman sends one ahead. Headed back out. Throw in coming for Sporting JAX. Boyan into Bowman. Back to Boyan. Can Sporting JAX find something here at the death of the first half? Corner kick coming for Sporting JAX in what might be the last move of the half.
Looks like Sporting JAX will send their twin towers from the back. Could be a direct corner instead of going short this time.
Both 6'2" Georgia Brown and 5'11" Casey Smeckrud are in the 6-yard box. Bowman sends one skyward. A header. Headed away. And a long boot. And that is how the first half ends. 1-0 Sporting JAX on the Bailey DeSmit PK in the 17th minute. As both teams with plenty to play for here in this one. Sporting JAX trying to get back alone at the top of the table. Brooklyn trying to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. So far, Sporting JAX has had the best of it. Not exactly, I think, what we anticipated in this game, but we've seen flashes of what we anticipated.
Yeah, I think we've seen flashes of Sporting JAX regaining their connections and their combination play that they're certainly known for. We've seen a little less of the press that we expected from Brooklyn. We thought that was going to be from, minute 1 until the 90th plus. Haven't quite seen that yet, but I'm anticipating both teams making some changes going into the second half.
All right, let's check in with Emerson, who's standing by now with Abby Boyan, who's made her first start in a Sporting JAX kit.
She sure has, Abby.
All right, we will take it back. We're having some technical issues down on the pitch, so we'll look forward to hearing.
So they have a little bit of that in them. I think we just need to match it, and we're going
1-0 Sporting JAX at halftime here at Hodges Stadium. We'll take time out, come back with more. We'll look around the league and look closer at this one. Sporting JAX up 1-0 at halftime.
Club Jacksonville, what a magical run it's been in their inaugural season.
Unbelievable! Lexington a double!
Carolina Ascent on top.
Tremendous team goal for Power FC. Spokane on the scoreboard in a very important game for playoff positioning.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
At ViStar Credit Union, we know life's a journey. Birthday parties turn to wedding parties. There are first steps and missteps. Just know ViStar is there with banking made for moments big and small. A home where a family grows, or that convertible for the open road. It's a journey we are on together. It's why we support hundreds of local nonprofits, volunteer throughout the Southeast, and simply care. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better.
Come on, Marcia, let's go. Marcia, now.
In the game, Dogtopia. Better lives together.
Halftime in Jacksonville, and that, of course, means the Dino races with Sporting JAX up 1-0 on Brooklyn FC. Let's look ahead to what's remaining here in the Gainbridge Super League for Sporting JAX. Just 2 more games to go, and it is a quick turnaround, Becky Burley, for Sporting JAX. After today, they'll have their rest day. They travel on Tuesday and play Wednesday at DC Power at 7 o'clock, and then they wrap up the regular season on the road at Carolina Ascent in a game that might mean an awful lot in terms of playoff positioning. We'll see when we get there, but that's how things look thus far. Here are the scores from this week already in the Gainbridge Super League, brought to you by Gainbridge. And you had a 1-1 draw between DC Power and Dallas, with Mackenzie Weinert scoring on Friday. And then you had a 2-1 win by Tampa Bay over Fort Lauderdale. And then the other matchup that we care about for certain here in Jacksonville, Lexington and Spokane, a 0-0 draw, a point for Lexington to tie Sporting JAX atop the table. In the latest installment of our Built for Success docuseries, we're highlighting DC Power's Alexis Theoret, a rookie making an impact while navigating an emotional season off the field. Here's a preview of how she's leaning on the game, her teammates, and her family through it all.
Alexis is a player that made big strides to becoming one of the better players in the league.
Don't let it across. Don't let it across.
She's an all-around player, and you don't see that often.
My dad was my first coach. The beginning of this year, my father passed away very unexpectedly.
This is Miss Nala. She has been my little emotional support baby.
Sporting JAX takes the field against DC Power.
For her to go out there and still continue to go after her dream, it's very impressive.
Being a part of the Gainbridge Super League has meant a lot to me, and I'm really excited to see where the end of this year takes us.
Dinosaurs are ready, and we are ready to head to a break. A 1-0 Sporting JAX lead over Brooklyn FC. First half highlights and the numbers when we come back to Hodges Stadium here in Jacksonville. For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is bigger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. Find great deals on our huge selection, like this month when you lease a 2025 Accord for just $199 a month, or lease a 2026 CR-V Hybrid for $289 a month. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues, proud sponsor of Sporting JAX.
At ViStar Credit Union, we know life's a journey. Birthday parties turn to wedding parties. There are first steps and missteps. Just know ViStar is there with banking made for moments big and small. A home where a family grows, or that convertible for the open road. It's a journey we are on together. It's why we support hundreds of local nonprofits, volunteer throughout the Southeast, and simply care. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better.
Alright, Donkey Funky, you're gonna love these jammies I just got for you. I just got cash back on all of this makeup.
You know we can use Price.com in store?
I just grabbed those shoes I've been eyeing.
Can't forget our protein powder.
Just a little something for you, babe.
You win.
Come on, Marsha, let's go. Marsha, no!
The game. Dogtopia. Better lives together.
The weather keeps us on our toes. 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute, pop-up showers.
And that's why we plan for quick changes. Letting you know the exact minute you'll need a jacket, an umbrella, or some flip-flops.
Before things turn messy. With spot-on alerts wherever you are. There are no surprises when you stay ready with the Weather Authority. Always watching, always tracking. We got the hotness, them no stop this, no.
1-0 Sporting JAX with the lead at halftime here at Hodges Stadium in the final regular season home game for Sporting JAX. Here's how the first half played out between these two sides. We expected physicality. Sporting JAX able to play on the wings. We'll take timeout. Second half kickoff straight ahead from Hodges Stadium. Go Blue! Who do you have?
I got the Blue.
Blue wins and avoids extinction, although that head might need to be replaced. Back after this at Hodges Stadium.
Alright, Tunky Punky, you're gonna love these jammies I just got for you.
I just got cash back on all of this makeup.
You know we can use Price.com in store?
I just grabbed those shoes I've been eyeing.
Can't forget our protein powder.
Just a little something for you, babe.
You win.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
At ViStar Credit Union, we know life's a journey. Birthday parties turn to wedding parties. There are first steps and missteps. Just know ViStar is there with banking made for moments big and small. A home where a family grows, or that convertible for the open road. It's a journey we are on together. It's why we support hundreds of local nonprofits, volunteer throughout the Southeast, and simply care. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better.
For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is bigger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. Find great deals on our huge selection, like this month when you lease a 2025 Accord for just $199 a month, or lease a 2026 CR-V Hybrid for $289 a month. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues, proud sponsor of Sporting JAX.
Tonight's game is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union, the University of North Florida, Dogtopia Jacksonville Beach Boulevard, Pepsi, and Gatorade. Just about ready for the second half here at Hodges Stadium. A lot of the kids enjoying this one. It is Fan Appreciation Day at Hodges Stadium in the Gainbridge Super League for Sporting JAX. And no changes at halftime for either side. They'll continue on with the same group. Tactically speaking, Becky Burley, what do you expect out of these two sides in the second half?
I would definitely expect to see Brooklyn step up their press. That's when you're chasing a game, it's really the only way. You've got to take some risks and do that. And I would expect Sporting JAX to look wide to play out of the press, because that's a little bit of a weakness for Brooklyn's system right now. It's really creating some overloads in the middle, but some mismatches out wide.
Once again, the stakes in this one. Brooklyn needs a win to stay alive in the playoff chase for the 4th and final spot in the Gainbridge Super League. Sporting JAX needs a result to go to the top of the table alone. They came into this one level on points with Lexington. With this game in hand, 2 more games remaining for Sporting JAX. They'll go to DC Power and then to Carolina Ascent to wrap up the season. So a result here essential if Sporting JAX wants to chase the Players' Shield and perhaps have home field advantage throughout the Gainbridge Super League playoffs. Brooklyn sets up the high press after the long kick. Smekrud plays it forward. Kenton comes to greet it. Now off to Puerta. Ahead for Bailey to Smith. Smith defended by Kelsey Hill, former pro in Denmark. And kept in by Abby Boyan. Boyan sends one to the top of the 6. Nobody there. Meg Hughes trying to make the run, but it will be Brooklyn's ball. Well, we continue to call Abby Boyan's name here in her first start.
I think she's definitely made an impact. You know, her aggressiveness alone has kind of changed that right side into a dangerous area for Sporting JAX.
Bree Norris making her 8th start for Brooklyn, conceding only the PK in the first half.
Yeah, to be fair, Bree Norris has played a pretty flawless game. Even with the penalty she guessed right, just couldn't quite get there, but it was a great penalty by Bailey DeSmit.
We have heard Stacey Balaam throughout the course of the season talk about defending with the ball, so don't expect her to set up with a low block and just try to maintain a 1-0. Sporting JAX will continue to play. She has preached the one game at a time approach for this team. Right now it's 1 half at a time. You get this late in the season. Play the half you're in.
Exactly. I think everybody on the field at this point needs to just be thinking, what's the next right thing? And most of the time, if that's a turnover, it's to get back and defend.
Now Emma Loving goes down. Sophie Jones saying, hey, I took my hands off of her, and then she went down. But it'll be a free kick from right next to the penalty area.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot. Not a whole lot of opportunity for Caitlin Parks to have some space to operate in. They're going to try and hold out high as line as they can, but man, that's a tough spot. This is going to be a good opportunity for Brooklyn.
Meg Hughes and Ashlyn Puerta in the wall as Jessica Graziano lines up for this one. Set in at the top of the 6, redirected. Dangerous moment. I'm not sure Parks ever saw it, but it went wide of the post.
Great service in, and honestly, that's what you need to do if you're Brooklyn, is just try to get a piece of it, redirect it. They did just that. Unfortunately for them, that ball goes far post, a little bit wide.
The sun is setting behind the grandstand. You can see the shadows there on the field, so looking back into the sun, going to be a tricky proposition for the next few minutes. Bill Potts gets it to DeSmit, and now Puerta given an opportunity to run. This is Bowman, rather, and Bowman grabbed by the hair. This is going to be a yellow card on Cudjoe, and it could have been worse than that. That was pretty flagrant.
Yeah, trying to stop the counter, probably not the best way to do it, but certainly what a great way for Sporting JAX to break that press. That looked a little dicey. They just really had some great composure coming out of that. But as Bowman starts to break away, you can see the grab by Cudjoe there.
And the faster she went, the more the ponytail was streaming behind. Bowman and Puerta both near this one. It'll be Bowman going wide to Meg Hughes. It'll be a throw for Sporting JAX. Puerta operating between. Little 1-2 with DeSmit. Little wide for Puerta. And Brooklyn able to survive that moment. That looked like it was building into something.
Again, we're just seeing a resurgence of the combination play, particularly in the attacking third. A lot of the times Puerta is part of that.
And now a giveaway for Sporting JAX. Zimmerman looked at by Smekrud. Breslin to Cudjoe. Now to Loving, who couldn't connect. Everybody looking at each other. Finally, they give it to Brooklyn. Meg Hughes didn't think she touched it, but a throw coming nonetheless. Loving with the throw into Cook. Pursued by Philpotts. Winds up going all the way back to Kelsey Hill and eventually to Bree Norris. Cook coming very deep to receive this one. A combination play gets Cook ahead. And this one had too much behind it. Easily handled by Kate Parks.
What you got to love about Cook is her desire to just make something happen. We saw it in the first half where she's working really hard in the press. You see it there where she's tracking back to pick up a ball in the midfield. She's trying to make it happen. She's not going to give up on this. I expect that she'll have some moments in this game where she's going to look really dangerous.
Here's Kenton with Bowman to her left. Working against Zimmerman. You got forward against forward there. This one spins like a top. Cudjoe comes to it for Brooklyn. Graziano will reset for the visitors. Long ball ahead, handled by Georgia Brown. Right to Bowman. Now wide to Abby Boyan. Looking to make a move on Zimmerman. Boyan. Across in, sent back out. Kenton got a foot to it, couldn't control it, and Brooklyn will counter. Cook again making a run, but couldn't quite get to this one.
Well, if this half continues, we're going to see a lot of transition, and when there's transition, there's going to be opportunities.
I mentioned the first meeting between these two sides. A late goal by Brooklyn to take the lead, and then Bailey DeSmit scoring her first professional goal in stoppage time to forge the draw for Sporting JAX. These two teams have evolved quite a bit since that meeting. Here's Boyan. Leaving it for Meg Hughes. Hughes trying to pick out a teammate. It was Puerta making a run to the top of the six. Couldn't quite get her head to it. Throw in coming for Sporting JAX.
A terrific curling cross away from the keeper. Got numbers in the box. Just couldn't get anybody on the end of it.
Had that connected, it would have been a league record 8th assist for Meg Hughes. Kenton got a ball kicked right up into her face. Stop play for the moment. And here's Bowman, a Minnesota native, coming in as if it's a face-off.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure didn't know if it was going to be a drop ball there. It appears that it's a set piece for Sporting JAX.
Okay. Well, this is one we haven't seen this season. A free kick from within the 18-yard box.
Well, it's an indirect free kick, otherwise it's a penalty.
Right. So Sophia Bowman
would be curious to know what the call was. It must have been maybe high kick, which is an indirect free kick.
Bowman and Puerta are both there. Bowman sends one in low, sent back out by the Brooklyn line. Well, you wonder how often that's put through the options on the training pitch. Here's Brown. And offside flag up as Georgia Brown was in an offside position. But just wondering how many times you run something like that during the year and how long ago it's happened. It's an unusual thing you might see once or twice a season.
Yeah, absolutely. Thought they might look to go back post. You had a Georgia Brown lurking unmarked in the back post, which allowed her to stay forward, which is why you saw her in that offsides position as the play continued.
This one sent out by Brooklyn. It'll be a throw from Oh, they're going to say goal kick. Went beyond the flag.
Trying to figure out what Brooklyn's done in terms of their lineup. You know, it looks like 2v2 out of the back. That's clearly not it. It looks like they might have modified to a little bit of a 3-5-2 to match up a little bit better with the width.
Breslin in the middle of the field. Laying it out to Thompson. Sophie Jones comes onto it for Sporting JAX. 3 teams have punched their ticket into the Gainbridge Super League playoffs, but the season is far from over. To stay up to date on all the latest information, analysis, and insight, visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com.
I mean, the tightness of the table as we've coming down the stretch here is pretty incredible. Not just for the top spot, but for the top 4 spots. It's a fan's dream to watch this league play out.
Got 4 teams, including Brooklyn, fighting for the final playoff spot. And you've got 3 teams all still in it for the top spot in the playoffs, including Sporting JAX. Hughes, nice little layoff there for Ashlyn Puerta. Puerta has Kenton to her left, DeSmit to her right. Through ball for DeSmit. Couldn't quite get a toe to it. Might have been an offside position anyway, but couldn't connect nonetheless.
Sporting JAX is doing a terrific job of breaking the press. I mean, they've come out of some pretty tight spots with transition moments like that.
Talked about Kate Parks and her performance. She has also shown her abilities as a graphic designer. In fact, the playoff T-shirt for the team was designed by Kate Parks. A couple of the fans I've seen walking around, the first 100 in the park today, got it. And we'll try to show it to you at some point. Here is Sophie Jones. Here's Phil Potts. Meg Hughes to her left. Hughes out wide. Gets it back to Phil Potts. Phil Potts out front. In the air. Header by Kenton. Headed away. Kenton again. Kenton scores. Sporting JAX up 2-0.
That might have been Bailey DeSmit. Hard to tell. Lots of people in the box there, but Brooklyn unable to clear a ball that was served in really difficultly.
I think you're right. Yeah, it was Kenton on the initial header, and then DeSmit got her foot to it. So 2 goals for DeSmit in this matchup. Now 11 on the season. Take another look here.
That's a great ball in the box. I mean, really not a lot you can do with that if you're Brooklyn, especially when you're facing your own goal.
And it was headed back to her by Ashlyn Puerta. So if that is the assist for Puerta, that would be number 8, and that would be a league record.
Wow, lots of madness in the box there. Oh. Great insurance goal for Sporting JAX.
11 goals on the season for Bailey DeSmit. You would ordinarily say that might be Rookie of the Year stuff, but all kinds of rookies scoring goals in this league this season.
I think that just shows the evolution of this league and how it's developing so rapidly. I mean, things that were records in this league last year were pretty much obliterated by the halfway point. That shows a lot of forward momentum.
Well, now we'll see if Brooklyn changes tactics at all, down 2-0 with their playoff hopes on the line.
I mean, at this point, they have really nothing to lose. But certainly, it will open the game up quite a bit if they get really aggressive.
Sophia Bowman backs up, dispossessed here. Opportunity for Brooklyn on the counter. Played wide for Zimmerman. Back in the box, defended by Phil Potts. Back heel, hit from distance, cleared out by Smeckrud. Loving sends it back in and out. So Brooklyn trying to get a little more aggressive here. Down 2-0 at the hour mark. Playoffs are approaching. Sporting JAX is already qualified, but trying to lock up a home playoff game. You can secure priority access to tickets by using the QR code on your screen or by going to sportingjax.com. Kate Park spoils one out near the halfway line. Sporting JAX up 2-0. Out wide for Scarpelli. Forward for Graziano. To the byline. Headed away by Sophie Jones. Kenton making a long run to try to defend. And sent out of there by Puerta. And here's DeSmit again. 1v3. DeSmit waiting for some help. Puerta coming. DeSmit goes wide. Battling with Hill. And the foul finally given. Bailey DeSmit. You know she was thinking hat trick.
1v3, it's tough to do anything with that. But, smart decision on her part to slow it down. Again, Brooklyn's getting a little bit aggressive here. We thought the physicality might raise in this second half, and I think that's probably a perfect example of it. If you're going to have a transition moment, you might need to make some fouls just to slow down this potent attack by Sporting JAX.
Bowman over this free kick, going short to Puerta. Ashlyn Puerta. Sent into the middle, sent away. Sam Kroger in the game now, we should point out.
And why wouldn't you? This is a player who's been a playmaker all year long for this team. They need to find a goal. Who better to do that than their leading and assist player, Sam Kroger?
So you have the four players who came into the game with 7 assists on the pitch together right now. And Puerta, we need to check to see if she was officially credited with that assist.
It's too bad that there's quite a narrow definition of assist, because that ball that was played in by Bowman, I think was really, or was it? No, it was Hughes, I think, that played it in. That was a great ball in. Man, that's just something that's very, very difficult to defend if you're Brooklyn.
Right now, Sophia Bowman is being credited with that assist. We'll follow up on that one. Played out wide, Zimmerman. Sending one toward the top of the 6-yard box. Graziano was there, but couldn't get to it before Kate Parks arrived. You can see some of the frustration starting to show on the faces of some of the Brooklyn players.
This team, Brooklyn, has been described as, disruptive. Honestly, we haven't seen a ton of that in this game, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do in this last part of this game right here. Fouls are starting to pile up.
Jordan Thompson whistled there, sent away by Caitlin Trowbridge, the referee. Thompson with a smile on her face after a brief conversation. Sporting JAX up 2-0 on a brace by Bailey DeSmit. Long ball ahead for DeSmit. Had too much behind it. Covered by Bree Norris. Just to finish the substitution earlier, Kroger is in for Cudjoe, who left with a yellow card. Cudjoe a little more combative, Kroger more creative. Puerta tried to squirt one through. Kenton made the run, but Norris able to cover it for Brooklyn. 66th minute here in Jacksonville.
I think one of the things that's different between this game and the last couple for Sporting Jacks too is Huerta's been on the ball quite a bit. We've called her name a lot. She's drawn a lot of attention from the Brooklyn defense, but certainly somebody that you want to put the ball in her feet so that she can create, and she has certainly done that today.
Graziano sends this one into the box, headed away after a collision. Ball is loose, still being played, and covered by Kate Parks. It looked like a head-to-head moment there, but they allowed the play on. Now everybody on their feet. Might have heard the crowd chanting, "We want Sarah," referencing the academy player for Sporting Jacks, Sarah Weisberg, from Creekside High School in the Jacksonville area. There are a lot of kids from the Sporting Jacks Academy in the area who have intersected with Sarah.
I think that's one of the beauties of this league is that path to pros and the hometown heroes to get an opportunity, and Sarah's one of those for sure.
Long ball into the box. Headed through, and this one gets in for what undoubtedly will become an own goal. And you've got Rebecca Cook mixing it up with Caitlin Parks, and a card of some kind is coming. Caitlin Trowbridge, the referee, backing up as Cook may have contacted the post.
I think Cook might have contacted a little wrestling match.
There's no doubt about that. All right, let's watch this entire exchange from the free kick. Long ball went off Georgia Brown's head and in, and then Kate Parks went over to grab the ball, and you can see Cook trying to grab the ball from her.
Kind of an unnecessary scuffle here that could have some actual impact on this game depending on what this referee's decision is.
And a red card being pulled. On who?
Caitlin Parks.
Oh my goodness. Looks like it'll be a yellow on Cook, a red card on the keeper for Sporting Jacks.
It's going to be some interesting tactics here because we've got Parker Roberts, who looked like she was up to substitute in. But clearly, now we've got Caitlin Parks, who has to exit.
Jamie Gerstenberg is the backup keeper. You can hear Kate Parks saying, "My hair was being pulled." Probably not going to change the decision here.
Who are you taking out? Who are you taking out?
Now the decision about who's going to come out. Sporting Jacks will have to play down a player the rest of the way. Well, things got interesting in a hurry here in Jacksonville.
Well, we talked about the physicality. Wasn't sure it was going to play out like this, but certainly this is going to make for a very frenetic ending to this game as changing goalkeepers. When's the last time Gerstenberg's been in a game?
It's been a while. We'll also point out that another yellow card has been issued to the Brooklyn bench. All of it started because Rebecca Cook wanted to get the ball out of the net. Parks went for it first. So there's Jamie Gerstenberg.
Who are we taking off?
And the decision still to be made about who will come off.
This is a tough situation if you're Gerstenberg to enter a game and have your first touch be part of the game action. hopefully she can get an early touch. It looks like Kenton's coming off. Sporting Jack's probably likely to play with one less striker. You might like to see the Sporting Jack's team all together here to kind of talk a little bit about the strategy as to what's going on.
There's Gerstenberg, who will come on now, former goalkeeper of the year at the University of Indiana in the Big Ten. An awful lot of consternation down around the fourth official right now.
I do believe we've got a yellow card coming to the Sporting Jack's bench now.
Yeah. Both benches now getting yellow cards. Gerstenberg, see Alan Kirkup, the associate head coach, standing there with Stacey Balin. Gerstenberg has played in 4 games. All 4 have been games in which she has started and played the whole way.
She's certainly a very competent keeper, and there's a reason why she's been in the number 2 slot. I'm very confident in her ability to come in here and make an impact on this game if necessary. And this is great that she gets an early touch.
Quite accomplished as a shot stopper. This one gets all the way through to Bailey to Smith. Now Sophie Jones dispossessed by Brooklyn. Brooklyn has been quite a second half team. We mentioned only 5 goals in the first half all year for Brooklyn. The rest have been scored in the second half. Gerstenberg gets a touch with her hands.
I mean, this is an ideal situation for Gerstenberg to be able to get kind of a save, maybe not a save, but at least a touch with her hands and a touch with her feet early on.
Sporting Jax with a pair of players waiting to come on. Parker Roberts and Jesse Hunt. Sophie Jones. Back to Grace Philpotts. Bowman shoved from behind. Now Georgia Brown, a long ball. Ashlyn Puerta chasing after it. Can't get there in time. Kelsey Hill will have the throw for Brooklyn. Game stretching out now. Here's Gerstenberg chasing after it. Gets to it with her feet.
You know, Gerstenberg is really, really good with the long ball, and with this press, that could be a weapon that's really, really useful in this situation.
Gerstenberg from Germany, and told the story early in the season when she was looking at what to do after college at Indiana. She thought about Jacksonville, heard about it, thought it would be a cool place to live, and no sooner did she decide that than she got a call from Sporting Jax about interest to come down here and made the move. So we'll have 2 subs coming on here. Jesse Hunt and Parker Roberts coming in. Sophie Jones and Ashlyn Puerta will come off, and Roberts will wear the captain's armband. She's the vice captain for this team, and Jones, the captain, hands off the laundry to her. Looks like Sporting Jax will go 4 at the back, with Roberts settling into a center back position next to Georgia Brown. Here's a takeaway by Jesse Hunt just after she's come on. Now Philpotts, Hughes. Philpotts again. And a whistle on Philpotts for the shoulder nudge.
You know, coaches game plan all the time for playing a man down. I'm sure that Sporting Jax has a plan for this. Not sure they planned for it in this particular game, but certainly this is nothing new.
You basically have DeSmit as the only attacking player in here. Sent into the box. Dangerous moment here. This one trickles wide. It will be a corner kick coming for Brooklyn.
This one is going to have some drama.
Well, the season has become very dramatic, and this game following suit. Here's Kroger looking for the corner kick. A numbers advantage for Brooklyn right now. High to the back post. Went over the hands of Gerstenberg and then sent out. Goal kick coming for Jacksonville. So Jacksonville with defenders Grace Philpotts, Georgia Brown, Parker Roberts, and Casey Smeckrud. Smeckrud, as we've mentioned, has also played as a wingback before. Roberts, former Orlando Pride player, University of Florida. Played for you in Gainesville, Becky.
She did. And Parker's got a terrific amount of versatility. You see her here as a center back. She can step into a defensive midfielder role. The best thing she brings, though, is her ability to sort of organize and act like a captain out there as she is.
Kroger got to it. Sent into the box. Zimmerman. And save made by Jamie Gerstenberg. That has got to feel good for Gerstenberg. Let's head down to the sidelines once again and check in with Emerson Burris.
Well, Cole, before the chaos with all the cards flying, we thought they were screaming and chanting Sarah, as in Sarah Weisberg, the Academy kiddo. That's wrong. They're chanting Andrea, as in Andrea Fernandez, who is a sub on the bench for Sporting Jacks right now. She has 30 of her kiddos here that she coaches for Ancient City Soccer Club. They got the First Coast Ultras involved, the supporters group, to start chanting, "We want Andrea." So hopefully Coach Stacey Balaam listens to the kiddos and gets her some minutes.
Well, we would be interested to see that. Better ears down closer to the field than me. So Andrea Fernandez has some friends in the park. We should also point out her college coach, Ashley Martin's up here in the booth watching the activities. So we'll see if Andrea Fernandez gets in. At this point, Sporting Jacks probably going to favor defense as opposed to attack. Meg Hughes able to poke it away from Emma Loving. Scooped up, though, by Kelsey Hill. Loving again for Brooklyn. Now Kroger with the fresh legs coming through. And a foul pushing down Sophia Bowman.
The complexion of this game has certainly changed. I think Sporting Jacks is going to just have to absorb a good bit of pressure for these last 25 minutes or so and see what they can have happen offensively, but more importantly, can they hold down the fort defensively?
Got your starting keeper out, playing with 10 after having a 2-0 lead, an own goal.
It's got it all. This game's got it all. And you know we're going to have a lot of added time.
Yeah, for sure. Never boring. Brooklyn on the attack here. Trying to get it wide. Smeckrud defending. Scarpelli was making the long run. This one deflected, headed away by Georgia Brown, kept in by Brooklyn. Shot from distance, and Gerstenberg had it covered as it went wide. Corner kick coming.
I'd love to see Gerstenberg be aggressive here and come out and win this one in traffic. The last one was a little bit of an adventure, and I'm certain that they're going to put that ball back in the same spot.
Kroger with the corner. Bounces once. And here's Gerstenberg aggressively off her line to grab it. The Brooklyn player is down. That is Rylan Childers. So for the moment, equal strength. Childers is back up at the other end of the park. Here's Boyan. Plays the ball for Jesse Hunt. Emma Loving runs her off it. Throw in coming for Sporting Jacks in the 80th minute. And a sub coming in for Brooklyn. Sophia Lewis will come on and replace Hope Breslin. Lewis, born in Jacksonville, moved to Minot, North Dakota as a kid. She was the North Dakota Player of the Year, went to Minot State, and like several others on this Brooklyn roster, has previous professional experience in Portugal.
Well, that makes a lot of sense with Coach Tomas from Portugal. Probably had an opportunity to see her play over there.
Here is Sporting JAX with a throw. They'll get another. But talk about a circuitous route. Born in Jacksonville, North Dakota, Portugal, and then
back
to Brooklyn.
Playing here in her hometown. I think Sporting JAX would love to get a hold of this ball and have a little bit of a sustained possession. But that's pretty tough playing the person down.
And right now there are 4 Sporting JAX players hovering near the halfway line. So you've got the throw in and then 4 other bodies forward. Pretty limited in terms of the attack. Kroger digs it out. Header by Bowman. Headed back by Boyan to Casey Smekru. Here's Parker Roberts. She'll send it back to Jamie Gerstenberg. Back to Roberts. Return to the field after just 6.5 months after ACL surgery. Been a remarkable return.
And you got to give credit to Parker for that, but also to the performance team. I mean, that's a pretty incredible performance team to get someone back at this level that quickly.
Sporting JAX head of performance is Steve Fell, who also works with the U.S. men's national team. So a high-level professional when you talk about head of performance. And Parker Roberts saying that if she was going to tear her ACL, she's happy that she did it in Jacksonville because of the crew surrounding her. It's one away.
I mean, Steve Fell's one of the best ever, and for him to be part of this club is just a blessing for Sporting JAX.
Loving sends it in, headed away by Bowman. DeSmit tried to get a foot to it. Philpott's clearing it back out and will make a run at it. 83rd minute. Brooklyn playing with a man advantage. Loving.
Well, I think you jinxed it, Cole. You said we're not going to see the low block. We're seeing it.
Well, now we've seen it. All the way down to the corner flag. Yeah, I thought of all the broadcasters' jinxes, that one would have been safe.
Yeah, I think you were right.
That's why they play the games. Kroger sending one in. Popped high. Headed away by Bowman. Now near the D. This one through everybody. And out for a goal kick. So Sporting JAX for the moment can exhale. And indeed, here comes Andrea Fernandez. So you might see and hear a cheer from the kids. Fernandez will replace Bailey DeSmit, who's done a lot of work today, including scoring a pair of goals for the home team.
I really like this substitution, actually, because, you know, DeSmit likes to get the ball probably in behind more than to feet. Fernandez is the exact opposite. She can hold up pretty well. And it'll be nice to see if we can get some combination play out of her with her Sporting JAX teammates to keep a little bit more sustained possession and keep the ball out of the Sporting JAX defensive end.
She is extremely technical. From Pozo Blanco, Spain. And was a goal-scoring machine at Flagler.
Like we have not seen before. That is an incredible stat that she has in her college career for sure.
First touch there by Fernandez. Sends Bowman back for it. And just to repeat the numbers, 75 goals in 78 games for Flagler.
That's pretty incredible.
A touch foul on Jesse Hunt. Hunt showing off a shiner from last game. Should add to the intimidation factor.
Sporting JAX looks like they're in a little bit of maybe a 5-3-1 at this point. But whatever, you think it's a low block.
The Gainbridge Super League playoffs are just a few weeks away, and we are tracking all the possible scenarios. You can visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter to get updates on your favorite teams and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox.
Well, this is going to be one for everybody's inbox. This has been a game of things we did not expect.
No, on a number of fronts. This one chipped ahead. Jesse Hunt trying to settle it. Played in the air. Hunt lets it bounce.
Looks like Brooklyn's about to add a couple new players to the lineup too, one of which has been a proven goal scorer for them.
Anna Markovic and her sister Kiki both going to the table. 86th minute now. 2-1 Sporting JAX, but the home team playing with 10. Ball deflected out front and out for a corner. Brooklyn has been creating opportunities since they gained the player advantage.
Yeah, this is a hang on, bite your nails if you're Sporting JAX. And Brooklyn's got to feel like it's coming here. They certainly have been knocking on the door.
Graziano on the corner. In swinger. Headed up. Overhead kick. Headed away by Jesse Hunt. Kroger will reset for Brooklyn. Philpotts doing a nice job there. Intercept up high. Brooklyn keeps it for the moment. Now Jacksonville. Here's Fernandez. Andrea Fernandez plays the ball wide. This is a long run for Grace Philpotts, and the flag finally comes up. Everybody was looking around. And now the substitutions coming on. Anna Markovic coming on for Kat Zimmerman. Kiki coming on for Jessica Graziano. They have the two sisters coming in. Both have capped for Croatia. This one swung in, headed away by Jacksonville. Bowman sends it back toward the halfway line. 88th minute in Jacksonville.
I mean, Brooklyn's going to throw fresh legs. They're going to throw everything. Their season's on the line. Why not?
Into the box. Bowman intercepts. Hughes sends it forward. Tracked back by Jordan Thompson for Brooklyn. A big interception there by Abby Boyan, who continues to make plays in her first start for Sporting JAX. Less than 2 minutes of regulation time remaining. We will have some stoppage time. Here's Loving. Tried to connect with Markovic, but not on the same page. It'll be a throw-in for Sporting JAX from right next to the corner flag. See Markovic there with the face protection. Trying to connect with Fernandez. Didn't happen. Hunt with a block on Loving. Here's Markovic. Trying to go to the byline. Battling with Meg Hughes. And it's going to be a free kick from right next to the side of the 18 for Brooklyn as we reach the 90th minute.
This is like a very short corner in a very dangerous position at this point in the game.
Sam Kroger, who has been so good at these kinds of deliveries.
We've also got the shadows to contend with here a little bit. Looks like the two Sporting JAX players in the wall directly looking into the sun.
Yeah, Meg Hughes and Andrea Fernandez.
Same for Jamie Gerstenberg, trying to defend this ball from this angle.
Here's Kroger. Rutgers star. Chips it. Headed away. And cleared for the moment. Now sent goalward, but way over the top. 4 minutes of stoppage time. We are well into the first of those. So we'll see Sporting JAX likely be very deliberate here as they try to protect this 2-1 lead, try to eliminate Brooklyn from playoff contention, and try to recapture solo top spot in the Gainbridge Super League with 2 matches to play.
Really good decision here for them to go long. Sporting JAX, not only does Gerstenberg have a long serve, but why risk trying to play out of the back at this stage of the game?
Sends it high and wide. Kept in. Tried to get it to Fernandez over her head. Bree Norris comes off of her line to start things back the other way for Brooklyn. Out wide and out. It'll be a throw for Jacksonville. Sporting JAX has withstood about a minute and a half of the 4 minutes of stoppage time.
I don't want to go on that side because you were down a person. He's going to stay on this side. Yeah, no. As soon as they went extra.
They will have earned it if this scoreline remains the same.
Not only will they have earned it, but hopefully there's some lessons learned too.
Here's Fernandez. Little hesitation move by Fernandez. She'll take it to the corner flag. Boyan over there as well. Boyan squirts it through. Fernandez can't quite get to it. It'll be a throw for Sporting JAX near the corner flag. And there is a player down for Brooklyn. And thus the stoppage here. So we'll have some more stoppage time.
Great tactical move. Great tactical move by Fernandez to take it to the corner, try to hold it. Got a little help there from Abby Boyan. Take some time off the clock. That is the enemy of Brooklyn, is the clock right now. So being able to eat up any kind of time, whether it's through possession or taking it to the corner, is in Sporting JAX's favor.
Now Scarpelli's going to have to come off at least for a moment because the game was stopped for her injury. She's back up. You see her there. She wants to come back in. Boyan into Fernandez. Fernandez dispossesses. And a whistle and a foul.
Unlucky for Fernandez there. Now it's just an opportunity for Sporting JAX to get back, get organized, Brooklyn to start coming at them again.
And remember, it's a minimum of 4 minute stoppage time. You can probably expect more considering the stoppage for the injury a moment ago for Scarpelli. So we'll keep an eye on Caitlin Trowbridge, the referee. Sporting JAX trying to hold on here in the closing moments. 2 goals by Bailey DeSmit. An own goal gave Brooklyn their only score. Brooklyn trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. From distance, right into the breadbasket of Jamie Gerstenberg, who will sit on this one for a moment.
A little impatient by Brooklyn there, particularly with numbers up.
Gerstenberg hits a long one. Goes out. Long throw, trying to get it to Cook. Along the byline. And a corner kick given for Brooklyn. Now here comes Bree Norris out of her goal, coming all the way forward. Parker Roberts can't believe the call.
Parker might have a case there, but in the moment, what matters is can you defend?
Everybody in the box for Brooklyn. Kiki Markovic. Norris, the keeper, got a foot to it. And this one sent up and out, and that's the way it ends. Sporting JAX back atop the Gainbridge Super League table. They snapped the 2-game losing skid. Brooklyn sees their faint playoff hopes eliminated here in Jacksonville. This one, Becky Burley, had everything you could want and then some.
It definitely had everything, and had everything that we didn't expect. You know, the possession numbers are going to be heavily skewed towards Brooklyn in this one. The fact that Bailey DeSmit scored 2 can't go unnoticed. But, man, this is a great learning game for Sporting JAX. Unfortunate ending for Brooklyn in their season.
Amazing. So, Sporting JAX back atop the table. Brooklyn sees their playoff hopes dashed. Jamie Gerstenberg comes in and gets the save. 2-1 the final. Sporting JAX beats Brooklyn here at Hodges Stadium. Back with interviews and post-game coverage straight ahead after this. For more than 150 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning compassionate care across Northeast Florida with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you count on, close to home. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is bigger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. Find great deals on our huge selection, like this month when you lease a 2025 Accord for just $199 a month, or lease a 2026 CRV Hybrid for $289 a month. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues, proud sponsor of Sporting JAX.
At ViStar Credit Union, we know life's a journey. Birthday parties turn to wedding parties. There are first steps and missteps. Just know ViStar is there with banking made for moments big and small. A home where a family grows, or that convertible for the open road. It's a journey we are on together. It's why we support hundreds of local nonprofits, volunteer throughout the Southeast, and simply care. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, graded assists. Gainbridge, graded assists for your savings.
Hylant. Insurance, employee benefits, and risk management consulting since 1935. Built on trust and guided by our core values, we're more than a broker. We're your partner, helping you reduce risk and achieve your objectives. From mergers and acquisitions to captives and global risk strategies, we help you navigate complexity with confidence. Our tailored solutions transform uncertainty into opportunity because the right strategy makes all the difference. Better risk management starts with the right partner. Choose Hylant.
Back to Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville, you see Stacey Balaam, head coach of Sporting JAX. Her team surrounding her after a 2-1 victory for Sporting JAX behind a pair of goals from Bailey DeSmit. And Bailey is now standing by with Emerson Burris.
This team snapped a 2-game losing streak. 2 goals for you today and 2 games left to play in regular season. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. I mean, it's definitely stressful in a game like this, goalie going out with a red card, but to get those goals in back of net and keep us in the lead and get the win, it's definitely bringing us confidence going into these last 2.
Speaking of that red card, at that point you were the only player up top. How'd you stay focused?
I think it's all to do with the people behind me, them directing me where to go. In that point, we were really trying to just keep the ball, keep the ball out of our net. So it's really to do with the teammates behind me.
Busy week, quick turnaround. You go to D.C. for Wednesday's game and then Carolina on Saturday. How do you stay focused and get 2 wins there?
I think really focusing on building this confidence and knowing that we know how to play, we're a great team, and we can get goals in the back of net and keep goals out. So just focusing on that.
Bailey, thanks so much. Congrats on the win and on the goals.
Thank you.
Cool.
Emerson, Bailey DeSmit. JAX the final. Shots on target. Brooklyn had 6. Sporting JAX wound up with more possession in the second half, despite being down to 10 at one point. Any other numbers really jump out at you?
I'm actually a little bit surprised that the possession evened out a little bit, and Sporting JAX ended up on top of that, because certainly it felt like there was a long stretch at the end of the game where Brooklyn was just controlling the tempo.
And our final here in Jacksonville, Sporting JAX 2, Brooklyn 1. For those watching on Peacock, we'll say goodnight. If you're watching locally in Jacksonville on Channel 4, more post-game coverage still to come. Sporting JAX 2, Brooklyn FC 1. Sporting JAX back alone atop the table in the Gainbridge Super League.
Telecasts of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Sporting JAX, Pro Soccer, Pro JAX. Secure your seats now.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is bigger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. Find great deals on our huge selection, like this month when you lease a 2025 Accord for just $199 a month, or lease a 2026 CR-V Hybrid for $289 a month. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues, proud sponsor of Sporting JAX.
For more than 100 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning, compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you can count on, close to home. You know where to go. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
All right, Chunky Punky, you're gonna love these jammies I just got for you.
I just got cash back on all of this makeup.
You know we can use Price.com in store?
I just grabbed those shoes I've been eyeing.
Can't forget our protein powder.
Just a little something for you, babe.
You win.
The weather keeps us on our toes. 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute, pop-up showers.
And that's why we plan for quick changes. Letting you know the exact minute you'll need a jacket, an umbrella, or some flip-flops.
Before things turn messy. With spot-on alerts wherever you are. There are no surprises when you stay ready with the Weather Authority. Always watching, always tracking.
Welcome back to Hodgson Stadium. See some of the players signing autographs post-game here on Fan Appreciation Night. Sporting JAX with a 2-1 victory over Brooklyn FC to go back to the top of the table by themselves by a couple of points over Lexington, 3 points in fact. Let's hear from the head coach. Stacey Balaam is standing by with Emerson Burris.
Coach, quite the game today. 2 goals from Bailey DeSmit, a red card thrown in. There are lots of adjustments when it came to substitutions. What can you say about your team's performance?
Quite a chaotic game, but I think we were expecting that. Obviously, you know, Brooklyn are fighting to try and get into the playoff spot, so we knew that they were going to come with a plan to try and beat us here. We had to manage that, but we didn't expect to play a player down, and we had to really dig deep at the end and try and seal the victory.
How does playing with the player down help you adjust for the postseason like that?
I mean, you never can train those moments. I mean, we try in training. There's certain games that we play that they have to adjust to, but it is all about just staying organised defensively and communicating and filling in holes and just working as hard as what they can to try and keep the ball out of the net. And you know, thanks to Jamie, she comes in a really chaotic situation, really intense situation, and managed it really, really well. So credit to the players that had to come in and adjust to that. They did a really good job for us.
You've clinched a playoff game, still looking for a home playoff game. How do you keep this team focused and get a couple wins to get that home playoff game?
Yeah, I feel like that has been a long wait to try and see if we can clinch that home playoff spot, but you know, we're just focusing one game at a time. Obviously we had to focus on this one first, and then it's a quick turnaround for Wednesday against DC.
Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you,
guys.
Yeah, as Stacey Balaam alluded to, a little bit of everything in this one, Becky Burley. We had the indirect free kick from within the 18-yard box. You had a red card on a keeper, and in the end, Sporting JAX with the victory. The depth of this team was tested in this game, and it really showed through.
I think the depth and the resilience. I mean, to be able to hang on for that long, playing with 10, and a brand-new keeper that has to step in the match cold, that's an impressive win.
All right, let's hear from that keeper. Jamie Gerstenberg is standing by with Emerson.
Jamie, big adjustment for you today. You got some minutes. Tell me about them.
I mean, I'm just happy to be back out there. This team has made it so fun to practice with them, but then actually play with them is just completely different.
As a leader back in goal, how do you really keep this team composed and focused for the final feel?
I mean, we're just a team like that. I think we work on it every day, even though we don't focus on it. We're just a great team, and so jumping in was easier than you might think it was.
You talk about how great this team is. How excited are you to have a post-game game clinched, but hopefully get that home game?
I mean, I hope we could fill the stadium, and I'm so excited. Yeah.
Jamie, thanks so much for the time. Congrats.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Emerson, thanks so much. Well, here are the standings as of the moment. Sporting JAX on top. Everybody has played 26 matches, 28 matches in the full season, Becky Burley. A 3-point margin between Sporting JAX and Lexington heading to the final 2 weeks of the season. That being said, Sporting JAX has the tougher road. They have to go away for both of their games. They have to play on Wednesday. They'll not have a day to train after a Sunday home match. And then they'll turn around 10 days later and take on Carolina Ascent, the team sitting right now in third it's a long way from over and a short time to get there.
Absolutely a short time. As Stacey Balaam mentioned, we're taking it one game at a time. I think they need to take it one day at a time. Tomorrow they need to have the best recovery they can. Then they have to have the best travel to get there, and then the best game to play in such a short turnaround.
It is going to come fast and furious here. If Sporting JAX wins on Wednesday, that should clinch a home playoff game for them in the Gainbridge Super League table. We'll see what happens next weekend when Carolina plays. And then, of course, the final game of the season. We'll keep an eye on Lexington as well. Sporting JAX, as of right now, could finish first, second, or third. They're going to be into the playoffs. But, boy, the waiting game, it's tough.
I think it makes it really exciting for the fans. If you look at this table, it's not just the competition for the spot in the top, also a competition for the teams that are trying to still get in. This is a really, really strong finish to this league this year.
I do want to take a step back, even though there are 2 more games remaining in the regular season. This was the final regular season home game on the schedule. It's been a real joy to do the games with you this year, Becky. But I wonder if you could give some perspective on what you've seen from this team going all the way back to training camp in July and the preseason and the regular season opener on August the 23rd. What have you seen from this first-year club playing in the Gainbridge Super League?
I think one of the things we've seen is just the ability for this team to not really have any fear. They've stepped out on the pitch. They've done everything that the coaches have asked them to do. And if you had made a deal with them and said, hey, at the beginning of the season, at this point, would you take being 3 points shy above everyone in the league? Would you take that? Of course they would.
Everybody would have. No doubt about it. And here they are with such a young team, such a bright future as well. Again, let's take a look at the schedule coming up. Just 2 more regular season games remaining for Sporting JAX in the Gainbridge Super League. They'll go away Wednesday at DC Power. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. DC is still in contention for the postseason, so that game will matter to both teams. And then 10 days later, they'll be up in Charlotte to take on Carolina Ascent. Carolina, remember, is a team that finished as the Players' Shield winners last year. They got knocked out of the playoffs in the first round, and so they've got something to prove, and they're trying to climb to try to get a home playoff game as well. It's going to go right down to the wire.
Well, I think it's terrific that they're playing 2 teams that are in contention for something at stake, because both of those teams are going to fight with everything they have. That's going to keep the momentum in terms of the high level that Sporting JAX needs if they want to continue to advance in the playoffs.
I do want to go back to what we saw today with a red card for the goalkeeper, Caitlin Parks, and Jamie Gerstenberg coming in. We talk about the depth of this team, even though it's young and in some regards unproven. Gerstenberg had only played a handful of games this year. At the beginning of the year, the thought was she might be the starter. She was fighting for the starting spot, but Parks has been so good with the 10 clean sheets. What does it tell you about the culture of this team that you can put your number 2 keeper in there who hasn't played in months and still get the kind of result that Sporting JAX got tonight?
Well, I think Gerstenberg mentioned that too. She said it's easy to come in when you've got a team in front of you that you know is supporting you 100%. And I think there's part of me that, like, when you think about the position that she got put in to come into this game cold, I think everybody stepped up knowing they wanted to do everything they could to support her.
And she's signing autographs right now. I can tell you, she is such a positive energy person. She's usually got the aux cable, by the way, to play the music at practice. I told her she was unlike a lot of Germans I've met. She is really more kind of has the surfer mentality. She kind of the beach mentality. She's very laid back, energetic at the same time. And tonight she really delivered for Sporting JAX. We'll also point out a couple of things here in terms of the record books. Sporting JAX becoming the first team in Gainbridge Super League history to have 3 players with 10 goals apiece in the season. Ashlyn Puerta with 12, Paige Kenton has 10, and now Bailey DeSmit has 10. At the beginning of the season, Paige Kenton was kind of figuring out where she was going to play, either on the back line or up front. And, we knew Puerta was likely to be a star. She had been a standout, played for the U.S. junior national team, starred at Florida State as a freshman and came in. So there was a lot of expectations on her. But for Kenton and Bailey DeSmit, and Bailey wasn't a starter at the beginning of the season, for those two to progress as they have, a tribute to them as well as to this coaching staff.
Well, I think anytime you're playing soccer, if you have a goal scorer, you have a chance. And this team has the multitude of goal scorers. And the fact that they have all contributed makes this an extremely dangerous team heading into the playoffs.
We do want to remind you that you can reserve playoff tickets as well. Even though the date has not yet been finalized, the spot has not been set. We'll tell you more about that when we come back. Sporting JAX 2, Brooklyn FC 1. The home team clinching the top spot for now in the Gainbridge Super League by 3 points over Lexington. More to come from Hodges Stadium after this.
Sporting JAX, Pro Soccer, Pro JAX. Secure your seats now.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is bigger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. Find great deals on our huge selection, like this month when you lease a 2025 Accord for just $199 a month, or lease a 2026 CR-V Hybrid for $289 a month. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues, proud sponsor of Sporting JAX.
For more than 100 years, Ascension St. Vincent's has delivered award-winning, compassionate care across Northeast Florida, with 4 hospitals, primary care offices, urgent care centers, and freestanding emergency departments throughout the region. From everyday wellness to advanced specialty care, including heart, cancer, orthopedics, brain and spine surgery, and women's health, we're here for you when you need us most. Get the care you can count on, close to home. You know where to go. Learn more at ascension.org/St. Vincent's.
All right, Chunky Bunky, you're gonna love these jammies I just got for you.
I just got cash back on all of this makeup.
You know we can use Price.com in store?
I just grabbed those shoes I've been eyeing.
Can't forget our protein powder.
Just a little something for you, babe.
You win.
The weather keeps us on our toes. 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute, pop-up showers.
And that's why we plan for quick changes. Letting you know the exact minute you'll need a jacket, an umbrella, or some flip-flops.
Before things turn messy, with spot-on alerts wherever you are. There are no surprises when you stay ready with the Weather Authority. Always watching, always tracking.
2-1 the final. Sporting JAX the win over Brooklyn FC here at Hodges Stadium. You see more autographs being signed there. You've got Maddie Kemp on the left. Oh, there's Maggie Illig. You see Bailey DeSmit there. On the right, it's Abby Bowman, and Paige Kenton. Great to see that kind of connection between the players and the community.
Well, it was such a beautiful evening tonight for a game. I mean, what a great environment for having fan appreciation night on a perfect evening.
See, I love to see the young girls in their soccer kits also gone up there getting those autographs and having something they'll be able to remember. You see on the left as well, Julia Lester signing some autographs. Let's talk about what has to happen now. This is the Now What segment of the postgame show. Now what for Sporting JAX? 2 more games remaining as we've detailed. What do they need to do in order to be ready for the postseason?
Well, this one coming up is a really tough one. The turnaround is so short. I mean, literally, I think the most important thing right now is recovery for this group and reintegrating Gerstenberg back in the lineup because she will have to play again with Park sitting out for this next one with the red card.
Yeah, the red card means that it'll be Gerstenberg, and also that also means that the third keeper, who has been the third keeper, will be pushed up one. That's Christina Roque, the former Florida State Seminole. So they'll both have to be ready for this matchup against D.C. on Wednesday. What about in terms of the rest of the squad? What do you want to see? We saw a little bit better in terms of the connectivity today. Hopefully that next step develops against D.C.
Yeah, I think one of the things we saw today was an improvement in terms of the production on the right side. I think that was a good tactical move that Stacy took to put Boyan in as a starter, move Smeckrud back. That was certainly helpful. And that connection to start to come between both the midfielders and the attacking players, we saw a lot more of that than we did in the last 2 games.
All right, we also want to remind you, there you see it on your screen. You can use that QR code to reserve your seats for the playoffs if there is a playoff game in Jacksonville or 2, which could happen. Use that QR code or go to sportingjax.com. All right, let's take time out. We'll come back, take a last look at the highlights, and then look ahead to what's to come for Sporting Jacks after a 2-1 victory for the home team over Brooklyn FC here at Hodges Stadium. Back after this.
Come on, Marsha, let's go. Marsha, no.
Together.
At ViStar Credit Union, we know life's a journey. Birthday parties turn to wedding parties. There are first steps and missteps. Just know ViStar is there with banking made for moments big and small. A home where a family grows, or that convertible for the open road. It's a journey we are on together. It's why we support hundreds of local nonprofits, volunteer throughout the Southeast, and simply care. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better.
Sporting Jacks, Pro Soccer, Pro Jacks. Secure your seats now.
Welcome back here to Hodges Stadium after Sporting Jacks takes a 2-1 victory over Brooklyn FC. Let's take a look at the highlights in case you missed anything. Getting the yellow, and that's the way it ended. 2-1, Sporting Jacks with the victory. 17 total shots for Brooklyn. A lot of those came when Sporting Jacks was playing with 10. But, boy, something to see. So now let's take a look at the standings in the Gainbridge Super League as of the moment. The end of this week has Sporting Jacks on top by 3 points over Lexington SC. Carolina Ascent 2 points further back. Then the battle for the fourth and final playoff spot between Dallas, D.C., and Spokane, with Brooklyn being eliminated here today. Becky, it has been great to call these games together this year. What a finish we're going to have.
We are going to have quite a finish. It's going to be so fun for the fans to see how this all turns out.
We are looking forward to it as well. 2 games away, including Wednesday at DC Power. Sporting Jacks will be in the postseason. Will they host? We'll find out this week. Thanks for watching Sporting Jacks Soccer from Hodges Stadium.